You are live. Good morning and hello to everyone, especially Riley, who has said good morning to me in the chat section. So hello, Riley. Good morning. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all ready for a little bit of fun this morning. A little bit of fun this morning. I'll give it a couple of moments and we'll get started. So today is the final day of the challenge, and maybe even final day of the virtual version of these sessions. Sometimes I forget to say hello, but hello. You don't ever forget to say hello, George. So hello to you as well. Lovely to have you as always with me in the morning. It doesn't feel the same without speaking to you, George. So hello, George. And of course, hello to everyone else watching now and watching later and maybe even watching in the future. Very weird. Maybe even in the future you might be watching this. So we'll start off with a little warm-up. I think yesterday we did a hi, Stan. Does it feel right without saying hi to you as well? Your hi has become part of it as well. So hi. Yesterday we did a little bit of a slower stretch to begin with. Built us up some energy. So we're definitely going to have 2 attempts today at our challenge. Okay. So we're going to do a short warm up, but we're going to make sure we're obviously prepared. Then I'm going to go through some tips with you. We're going to give it a go, see if we can beat our personal best. And then we're going to do a little midway stretch, try and stretch ourselves out, prepare ourselves for one last final attempt, and then we're going to go for it, okay? So let's get started without further ado. Don't want to lose any time. Let's just do a shake off the cobwebs, side spins, twists, shaky shake. You guys keep going. What's that to say? Oh, good morning, Mr. C. He's back again. Good morning again, Tegan. Little spin, just shaking off the cobwebs. Allow a little twist in the hips maybe. Maybe allow yourself to move a little bit faster. Looser in the arms. Let them flop around a bit. Yes. And slowly bring them to a halt. Maybe as you stop swinging, your arms still going for a little bit. Oh, that's strange. Super. Give them a big circle forwards. And a big circle backwards. And let's stretch the legs. And we'll start with our hip mobility. Just bring your knee up nice and high. And then we're just going to tuck it in with our hands for a little bit of an extra stretch. Oh, that feels good this morning. What you can do, point the toes down or point the toes up. Depends which way you feel you're getting more of a stretch. Okay. Slowly let our arm down. Excellent. Don't forget if you need a little bit of support when you're balancing, you can do that. Knee comes up. We'll go again on this side. Knee up nice and high. Bring it really close into your chest. Lift it up nice and high. You should feel a nice stretch in the gluteus. Gluteus maximus. And hold that in. Fantastic. Let that one down nice and slow. What we're going to do, we're just going to reach up nice and high. If you want to, you can come up on tiptoes. Just to allow a little bit of extra stretch down there. And we're going to forward. So come down to the ground. Dive down. And again, feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs here. Yes. Just let your head hang. Let the weight of your body stretch the backs of your legs. Control your breathing just here. Okay, and what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm just going to spin to the side so you can see. We're just going to place our hand down on the ground. Keep your hips up nice and high. Legs as straight as you can. Maybe have a little pedal here just to stretch out the backs of the legs. And we're going to bring one leg back into a plank. The other legs are going to come back into a plank. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. And we're just going to lift that leg and bring it forwards. Lunge into our first position here. So we're going to feel a nice stretch in upper thighs. You can be up high. Is that Lucy? Good morning, Lucy. So I'm just going to be in this high lunge. You can reach up nice and high. Remember, the back leg can come down if you want it to, or you can keep it up. But again, scoop up some air. Hold up nice and straight. Feel that stretch in the legs. Just here. Just wake up those leg muscles. Wake up the hips. Super. We can come down to our hands again. And again, pop the knee down this time. Back foot comes down. And we're just going to rock on the front heel and allow a little stretch here. Runner's stretch. If you can get down. All the way down at the back, you're welcome to. If not, if you're just here, then that is absolutely fine. Okay, works exactly the same way. Wherever you end up, just bring that bottom down towards the heel. And the further forward your front leg is, the less likely you are to get to the back. Where you should feel a nice stretch all the way along the back of the leg here. Rock back to start. Hands come down and then just let that leg come back out behind you. Bring them up. This time the other leg will come up as you breathe in. Just step that leg forwards. Again, get yourself into a nice lunge position. And once you're here or here, wherever you may be, dance. I'm joking. Once you're here, we're going to breathe in, bring up the air, and hold ourselves up nice and high. Allow a little bit of engagement now, so the muscles might start to shake. You might feel like they're working a little bit. That is good. That's good news. And again, slowly bring your arms down to the ground. Place your back knee and back foot down and allow that rock to happen for the runner stretch along here. Excellent work. Good. Okay. Bring yourself back up to stand. You can step forwards or back, whichever way you like. And reaching up. Okay. Legs feeling stretched. Won't hold you too long, but I'm going to go through a couple of tips. You're going to need your t-shirt or your barrier, whatever it is that you've been placing down. Trusty red t-shirt has been here all week. It's been left. Obviously, nobody wanted to tidy it away. Fantastic. So this is going down here. Oh, there's a shopping trolley again. Let's see. Move the shopping trolley out of the way. So let's get the t-shirt down and let's go through some tips, because we've got 2 more attempts to try and beat our personal score. So at the very least today, if you're joining in for the first time, my head was chopped off then. At the very least, if you're joining in for the first time today, you're going to have a go and then you're going to beat it today, okay? So even if you don't beat your personal score from Monday or yesterday or whatever, you're going to beat your personal score from today. We're going to have that goal in mind, okay? So swing your arms. It's very important when you're doing this, okay? A really good tip. As you come forwards, swing your arms forwards. As you go back, use that momentum to go back. And then what you'll find, tip number 2, is that you'll create this pattern, this sequence, this momentum will just take you, and that will help with your pace, okay? So as you go backwards, you swing backwards. As you come forwards, you swing forwards, okay? I'll give you an example. So it looks a bit like this: forwards, back, forwards, back, forwards, back, forwards, back, okay? So it will just help with your momentum, with your timing, okay, and your pace. Good. Second tip is stay nice and low. Don't jump in and stand up and then jump out and stand up, okay? It's going to use a little bit of time up. So you're going to have a little bit of time where you're just standing rather than moving. And 2, you're adding a little bit of a stretch into your muscles, which it doesn't really need. So you can keep them engaged for 1 minute. They'll be fine with that. But if you use them, basically you're doing a squat each time you jump in and jump out, which is much harder on your legs. If you stay nice and low and you jump in and you jump out and you jump in and you jump out, okay, then you're going to keep the muscles engaged. save yourself a little bit of time, and that will help with your score. And the last one is, do not forget to breathe and pace yourself, okay? So breathing in, again, maybe you can time it with your arms. So maybe as you swing forward, you breathe out. Okay, so you can pace yourself with your breath, and that will help you all along the way, okay? Without further ado, we're going to have our first attempt. So let's make sure we're ready. We've got a minute on the clock. It's going to give you 5 seconds to, it's going to count us down. I'm just going to open that window and have another sip of water. And I'm going to press the play button. Remember the tips. Use your arms. Stay low. Breathe and pace yourself. Are you ready? See if we can beat our score from yesterday. It's going to be hard. 3, 2, 1, go. Use your arms. Stay low. And breathe. Okay, you're just over halfway, keep going. Ten more seconds. Oh, that's time. Oh, well done. I bigged this thing up yesterday. I said it was going to give me little bleeps to help with our timing, and it failed us. Oh, I'm so disappointed. That's why. Put it on the wrong setting. It's okay. I got it now. It will help. It will help us this time. Silly thing. So, ooh, George. George is excited, everyone. George is very excited. I hope everyone else is excited as well. George, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had this conversation yesterday, and I hope you don't mind me saying, started the week with 25. He put in the comments and said to me, I got 25, Mrs. C, in a minute, and he was pleased with that. Friday, just 5 days later, he's beaten that by a whole 20 points, a whole 20 reps, and he's at 45. Very, very impressed. George, this is for you. Well done. And this is for everyone else who's also beating their personal scores. That's for you. But we're not going to give up there. We've got a few more minutes. Now, it's going to be harder still. Now that we've had a go, body's maybe exhausted and thinking, nah, you're done, that's fine. What we're going to do, we're going to stretch out. We're going to stretch out the muscles, give them another lease of life, give them another little bit of energy. Maybe a sip of water if you've got it. Allow some energy back into the muscles. So we're going to start off just like we did in the warm-up. Let's get our knee up nice and high. Stretch that back out again. And tell these muscles, right, there's still a little bit left to go. In fact, I might even be able to lift it up a little bit higher now. My knee's coming up more towards my shoulder than it was my chest. So we're going to hold this here. Excellent. Fantastic. Let's go for the other leg. Super, lift this up. Fantastic. Lift this up a little bit higher. Let's see if we can get another few on the board. I know my first score wasn't too far away from George's. So I'm making progress, similar to you as well, George, actually. Maybe not as well as you, actually. but doing well. Super, let that down. Okay, we're going to reach up high. Allow a little stretch in the calves. Reach up, maybe tiptoe. If you haven't tiptoed yet in this stretch, I encourage you to try it now. Up nice and high. Swan dive down. And allow that stretch in the back of the legs. Be heavy here with your head and your shoulders coming down towards the ground. You will feel the stretch. And if you can feel the stretch now, then that is very, very good, because that means that you're stretching the muscles out even further, giving them even more oxygen, allowing even more blood flow in there. Aim for your nose to go towards your knees. Head down to the ground. Breathe in. We'll come forward, actually, onto our hands. And again, what we're going to do here is just kick the hips up. I'll show you from the side. So from plank position here, high, kick the hips up. And again, allow another stretch in the back of the legs. Pedal it out maybe. Again, you should feel, if you can still feel a stretch, there's more room for those muscles to absorb some energy. Okay, come down onto your hands and knees, tabletop. And we're just going to do 5 seconds here, just stretching out the lower back as well in child's pose. Bottom towards the heels, chest towards the ground. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, let's come up. And we're just going to do 10 seconds just to make sure the heart rate is up and still pumping. We don't want to cool down yet. Lots of those moves are similar for the cool down. We just want to stretch those muscles out, give them a new lease of life. So we're just going to jog on the spot, 10 seconds here. And maybe, just because I feel like it's necessary, do a couple of leg swings backwards and forwards. I feel like my knees need that a little bit. My hips need that a little bit. Backwards and forwards. Change legs. Backwards and forwards. This way you start to psych yourself up a little bit. Think about where your target is, how you did last time, how you can go maybe just that little bit faster. And hopefully, fingers crossed, with the little timer, that's going to give us a more precise, more precise time. So you know when you get halfway, what you should be, if that's what your goal is. So again, I hope you don't mind, George, but if your goal is to beat 45, let's go with 46 halfway. Hopefully you're on 23. So if you hear that halfway mark and you're on 23, you know you're making good time. If you get to 10 seconds, you should have no more than 5 or 6 reps. So you should maybe be at 40, aiming for 41 with 10 seconds to go. And if you're not quite there, you know, maybe you can just speed it up. It's just 10 more seconds. Speed it up for the last few seconds, see what you can get, and finish off in the best mindset, okay? So whoever has got their goal in their minds, think about what halfway is and how many can I do in the last 10 seconds, just to make sure we're ready for that, okay? That's your final tactical tip. Okay, are we ready? Last one of the week. Last chance to beat our personal best. Let's give it everything we've got. I'm going to move a little bit further away from the wall because that was distracting me. I was worried King Kong was going to attack me out there. So I'm doing that, make sure I've got enough space. And we've got 1 more minute. We can do this all together. Let's see if we can beat our personal best. 5 seconds. Let's go. Arms, use your arms, remember. Stay low and breathe. Let's go. Backwards and forwards. Halfway. Keep going, you got this. Ten more seconds. You can do it. Yes, we're there. Oh, you can rest now. Take a deep breath. Let those legs stretch out. Relax. Maybe a little hip twist. Maybe another little knee stretch. Say, well done legs. Well done body. You did a good job. Oh, George is spelling out his celebration. Oh, that was hard work. I got that's a 5, George. That's a 5. He got 50. George doubled his score in a week. No, you're 50. Yes, I was getting excited because I saw a 5. I realised what you were doing. I got excited because there was a 5. George, hopefully you're not the only one to have beat their goal, beat their target today. Even if you just beat your earlier score from today, you should be incredibly proud. And I am incredibly proud of you if you beat your score and you worked hard. And even if you didn't, if you're able to focus on the tips that I gave you, do a good workout, enjoy a minute of just concentration and hard work. Oh, you were sending too many messages, George. You were spamming me, so you had to wait. That's fine. YouTube doesn't mind. Well, I don't mind via YouTube. Nobody else sees these unless they're following along. But a huge well done to George. A huge well done to everyone else. In fact, anybody who's Tegan, Lucy, Stanley, other people that watch this regularly. I know in school people watch it regularly. A huge well done to everyone. Let me just have a drink. I'm too excited for your efforts and for joining in. It's certainly going to help you in the next few weeks as we transition into back into normal PE lessons and back into normal everyday life. Huge importance that you're sticking to beating your goals, being competitive against yourself, and working hard, especially when it comes to exercise and fitness. So important that we're going back into non-virtual school with all of these goals and energy. Right, before we seize up, the camera's gone. Before we seize up, let's do a couple of stretches. Move the t-shirt. That can be put away today. I'll do it. We can focus on just a little cool down. Let's go a nice wide leg stance. Give our abductors and adductors a little stretch in here. Okay, so we're going to do our big arms up and fall forwards, reach down, dive down, come as wide as you feel comfortable here. Maybe hands come flat to the ground. Maybe if you're super flexible, elbows come down to the ground. I'm working on it. Maybe not hard enough. I keep saying I'm working on it. Let's see. Oh, nearly. Not working hard enough. Not quite on my elbows. But I'm here. Fantastic. Hold that. That's a bit too wide in the legs. Fantastic. Walk it over to the left leg. Allow a little stretch here and allow a little bend in the knee. Open up the adductor on this side. And walk it over to the right leg. Bend the knee. Allow a little stretch on the adductor this side. Fantastic. Let's go. We'll turn to face this leg. This foot's maybe at a 45-degree angle, pointing at the corner. We'll lean forwards into this. Open up, arms up nice and high here. Breathe out, arms come to the side. And up again. And if you really fancy a nice celebratory balance, lift that leg up at the back. Feel the stretch. Let those legs appreciate a nice stretch here. Foot can come back down. Pivot to the other side. Lean in. Reach up high. Perfect. And down to the side. And back up again. Slow and steady. I'm too excited. I'm doing this too quickly. And again, if you fancy, a little balance. If this is hard work, it shouldn't be hard work at the moment, so don't stress. I'm just getting carried away. Supposed to be cooling down, Mr. C. Cool down. I'm just too hyped, too excited for our winners. Let's just do something I'm not sure we've done before, but we're just going to do what's called mountain pose. So just palms facing the front. And I just want you to take a moment just to think about everything that you've achieved over the last few weeks, whether that's in these sessions with me, whether that's in other sessions with other teachers, whether that's outside of virtual school or normal school or whatever it might be that you're doing. Just take a moment to appreciate what you've achieved, what you've done, how you feel. Just breathe in slowly. Be proud of yourself. And use this to get you through the last day of this week. Last week of this challenge for us all. Okay, slowly just maybe bring your feet together. Maybe your hands come together too. And as you come to open your eyes, hopefully you're feeling very proud of yourself and you've got something to motivate you to get through the rest of the day, something to motivate you to be active over the weekend perhaps, and to be productive over the next few days, and something to help motivate you for Monday morning and beyond, because you should always be proud of your achievements in everything that you do. Thank you so much, as always, for joining in, whether it be now or later. Please, if you're watching later on, please feel free to send me a message with your score and your progress, what you did Monday, what you did today, or what you did in the first attempt today and your second attempt today, whether you made progress or not. And even if you didn't, if you just want to share that with me and you just want to say, do you know what, I tried so hard, Mr. C, I didn't make progress a second time round, that's not a problem. It means that you worked tirelessly and did your best the first time round. So there's always room for improvement, but maybe not always the same way. So thank you so much for joining in and for making these sessions worthwhile. And as always, have a lovely rest of the day. And if I don't see you before, have a lovely weekend. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye, everyone.